guys, even though today's dyno session didn't go as planned, I still had taken some time off to go down to Atco, so that's where I'm going now. Hopefully I'll run into some people down there. Today is not about breaking records. Today is not about forcing the issue with my car. It's about learning my car. Practicing launch, practicing line lock, that sort of thing. I have the all-terrain still on, so it's not like I'm going to go down there and cut 1/660 foots. I'm going to be playing the catch-up game all day, so it's about me just learning the vehicle, and if I get into the 11s, I'll be happy with that. That'll just, reassure me that the car is doing what it's supposed to be doing, and it has low 10s in it as soon as I get a tire to hook up on it. So enjoy the ride, guys. We got a tunnel coming up here, and you know what we like to do in tunnels, so we'll see ya. That was a little bit more exciting than it was, but there's traffic here in Mexico, so I couldn't get on it too hard. But she sounds sweet, especially going through a tunnel. I was just saying to myself, guys, how beautiful this area is here in Jersey on our way to Atco Raceway. We're gonna get some drag racing done, but I just can't help myself. I gotta enjoy the sights on the way here.
In half a mile, turn right onto Oakshade Road.
You heard it, so I'm pretty close. I'm gonna be there in a couple minutes, but until then, I'm gonna enjoy the ride. Alright guys, so we are here at Atco Dragway, so I'm gonna figure out where to go because I've never been here before, and I'm gonna get teched in, and we'll see you on the other side. Alright guys, so we are teched in. Here at Atco, anything with a power adder, which I have, a Whipple supercharger, they make you use a fire jacket, so I had to rent one. Next time I will come well equipped, and I'll bring my own so I don't have to rent one. But here, we're at Atco Dragway, and we are getting staged in. I'm gonna let the car cool off because I'm, after a 3-hour drive, I got a little bit of heat soak. Transmission temps are up, so I'm gonna let it eat the first round and then let her cool off. So, wish me luck. guys are getting out on me, but my horsepower takes over soon after that. So again, I'm not trying to set any records 0 to 60, because I won't. But I did come into it a little bit more aggressive that time. Last run I got a 12.8. Let's see what I got this time. Alright, that was a lot nicer. That is a 12.2. As I stated before, my goal is to break into the 11s on street tires. So, we are approaching that. My mile an hour is 113, so it's like a little bit more than the last run. So that's good. That was a Boss 302. He had a tire. He took off. He cut a good light, a 0.015. I did a 0.3. Again, I'm not trying to cut the greatest light out there. I just want to get down the track safely, and I'm achieving that. So I'm more than pleased. 12.2. Let's go. That felt good. At the top of first gear, I felt it spin a little bit, so I kind of pedaled it and then floored it. We'll see. I still think it's a low 12, but we're slowly approaching 11 seconds. Sorry, we're slowly approaching 11 seconds, and that's my goal for tonight, is to get into the 11s on these tires. Thank you. $12.5. My 60 foot was 1.8 again. A mile an hour is better. So I think I'm gonna just launch it harder. It took it up okay. It's just taking off. It's taking off like it should. I just need to get out of the hole better. Again, it's gonna be difficult on these tires, but it is what it is. I'm racing an Explorer Sport. This will be a race against myself. that was I believe an 18 Explorer Sport, so it's like racing myself. So I can't wait to see what he ran, due to the fact that I have one and I know what it runs. On a night like this, you know, my Explorer would probably run at 13.2 with all my bolt-ons, and so it'll be exciting. Now on that run, I did punch it earlier, and when it broke traction in first gear, I kind of just let it go, and I left the car shift, and I just powered through it. So it held together. Thank you. 12.3, a 1960 foot. My mile per hour is almost 115. Because like I said, I powered through it. He ran a 14.7 at 93. My Explorer would have smoked that thing. If I could launch higher, my RPM, my mile per hour would be a lot better. I did run I cut a .076 light, so that was good. Hey, you want to hear something funny? The guy in that Explorer knows who I am. He recognized me. I think I would have had him too. First gear, just, yeah, I lost traction, went sideways on the track. Then I got back into it, but he was gone by then, so couldn't catch him. But that's racing, so next time. Just lucky I didn't wreck it. I'd have been all over YouTube. Here's why I'm smiling. I almost wrecked the car. My 60 foot was a 2.2 with that whole sideways mess. He ran a 12 flat. I ran a 13.6, but my mile an hour was 125. So yeah, I'm in there. I just need to get a tire. Shout out to anybody that's willing to sponsor the channel. I'm looking for a hookup on a set of drag radial package, wheels and tires. Help me get down the track safely. So 124. All right, track day. Let's do a recap. At the end of the night, right after the last run that you saw, somebody spilled something on the track all the way down the track, so they shut the track down, and it was going to be like an hour, and I had a 3-hour drive ahead of me, so I didn't stick around. I ended up taking off after that. But I did get 5 runs in. 4-1 was my record for the night, and I believe I could have beat that BMW at the end if I wouldn't have lost traction. We had very similar numbers, and I'll go over them. So the first run of the night, and again, this wasn't about setting records. This is about learning my car, getting the feel for going that fast on the track. Again, just because like this car's on another level, so I wanted to kind of get used to it. With those all-season tires, it was a fine line between chaos and control. I was babying it just so I could keep the car under control. But then I did, push it to the limits where I thought that it was still safe, if that makes sense to you. So the first run, we go out there, and my number just so happened to be 2019 for that day. I ran a 12.8 at 112. And the car I ran against ran a 12.8 at 115. So that was a light launch. I did a 2 flat 60 foot, just to get my feet wet again, in a new car, kind of get a feel for the car, and get a race under my belt. So the next run, I believe this was against a Boss 302. He had a tire, some other things done to it, full bolt-on tune. He ran a pretty good time himself, and he cut a good tree. He cut a .015 light, and again, I'm getting a feel for my car, so I cut a .3. As soon as he took off, I reeled him right back in. It wasn't anything. His 60 foot was 2 flat, mine was 1.8, so reeled him right back in. I ran a 12.2. I believe that was my best time for the night. He ran a 12.7, and we both ran 113. My next run, I believe this was against a pickup truck. I just kept getting back in line. I didn't pick who I raced against. I didn't challenge anybody. We'll get to that in a later part of the video. But I ran a 1.8 60 foot and a 12.5 at 113. So the next run was against the guy who recognized me, a guy who is a subscriber, a guy that has an Explorer Sport just like mine. So it's kind of like racing myself. I did lose traction in first gear, but I just kind of powered through it. I figured I'd keep my wheel speed up, and then maybe I'll turn a better number at the end as far as trap speed. I did get a good light. I had .076 in the Mustang, and with a 1.9 60 foot, which isn't great. I do need some tires for drag racing, and I ran a 12.3 at 114. So that again is very consistent. My goal for the evening, as I stated earlier in the video, was kind of just to get as close to the 11s or break into the 11s. I was going to be happy with that. I knew there wasn't going to be much I could do on 235 all-season tires, and this last run is proof of that. A 12.2, and then I ran also a 12.3, both at 114, 115. Turns out was my best time of the night. But this last run, even though you saw where I almost wrecked it, I lost traction in first gear, and when it shifted into second gear, the whole car went sideways. I reeled it back in. One of the worst things you could do is kind of slam on the brakes. You don't want to slam on the brakes. I just feathered the throttle, took my foot off the throttle, regained control of the car, and then I got back into it easy. Now, I believe that race would have been a good race. He ran a 12 flat, and I'll tell you why. He ran a 2 flat 60 foot, and I've run better than that. My car was running better than ever for the night, and my tires just couldn't hold any more power. I got a better light than him. His 60 foot was 2 flat. He ran a 12 flat. He ran a 124. Me losing traction, gaining control of the vehicle, getting it back online, and reeling him back in as much as I could. I ran a 124.21 mile per hour. So that was my best mile per hour, almost 125, with almost wrecking the car at a 13.6. So 13.6 doesn't sound impressive until you look at the mile per hour. My car was working a lot better. I do need to get some tires. So if anybody has a good hookup on a set of drag racing wheels and tires, whether it be a package separately, hit me up. I'm looking to make a purchase. I was told that you shouldn't run just like a lot of people there were just taking their back tires off and then putting a set of drag radials on with some rims. I was told you couldn't do that, and then everybody else is like, bullshit, you can do that. So I'm not against that, but I would like a whole setup. So if any of you guys have a hookup, I do need some sticky tires for the next time this beast goes to the track. It's just safer for everybody, and I'm not trying to kill myself or wreck the car or hurt somebody. So that's where we stand. I had an excellent time at the track, and then like I said, right after that last run where I kind of skated out and lost control, I got back in line because I was going to like better myself, and then somebody broke on the track and shut the whole track down, so they said it was going to be down for like an hour, and I wasn't going to wait around. I did run into Stang Mode while I was there. He's back from Texas. I did run into a subscriber while I was there. It was awesome to meet him and talk to him about his vehicle. He has an Explorer Sport, and we were going over different things, obviously because I have an Explorer Sport as well. Yeah, and that's it, guys. So that's track day at Atco, and I had a great time looking at all the vehicles because I'm not a brand loyal kind of guy. Like, I'm a car enthusiast, true and true. I love all different cars of different makes and brands. If there's a car and it's got unique styling or speed, and there was McLarens there, Lamborghinis there, Demons there, a bunch of red eyes. I love them all. So yeah, that was track day. So all right, guys, leave a comment in the comment section below. Again, if you know somebody that can hook me up on a set of wheels and tires for the 800 horsepower monster, you let me know. See you next time.